Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Off-Road Hub. My name is Ken. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I'm going to do something pretty big. I'm going to start the process of getting this Atlas transfer case installed. So if you're not familiar with what makes an Atlas transfer case interesting and unique and cool, some of the highlights are that it is 100% gear driven inside. There are no chains. It's just all gears on gears. It also allows you to control your front and your rear axles independently. So normally on an FJ Cruiser, most factory four-wheel drives, you put it in, you're in 2 high, 4 high, or 4 low. And then and those gears apply to both axles, front and rear. With an Atlas, you can put it in 2 low or front wheel drive low, which is really cool. You can isolate different axles. So if you're on an obstacle and you need to kind of bump your rear end around or get your front to move around, you can control each axle independently. Also, if you're on a trail that doesn't actually require four-wheel drive all the time, you could just, but you want it in low range, you could put it in rear-wheel drive low range and be able to turn easier and still be in low range, which is nice when you're on a trail, but you don't necessarily need four-wheel drive. When you order an Atlas transfer case, it's totally custom. You customize everything on it, the gears inside, the tail housing, everything on it is how you want it. I mean, from a list of things, of course. I got the sight tube for the oil level, which is handy. You get to choose a tail housing. I got one that has a thing for a speedometer gear in it. That's a breather up there. And here's your input. And for a Toyota, it's going to have an adapter plate to mate up to the transmission. So they don't make one specifically for Toyota transmissions, but this is for an automatic, since my FJ is an automatic transmission. Here's your front output, and this is where the cables for the shifters will go, here and here. And yeah, that's about it. This transfer case that I ordered has the lowest gear is 11.7 to 1. So 11.7 turns here will yield 1 turn out of the rear when it's in its lowest gear. And that's in comparison to the stock FJ transfer case, which has the ratio of 2.566 to 1, I believe. If I'm incorrect, correct me. But yeah, this one's lowest gear is 11.7 to 1, so that should give me a pretty creepy crawly low range, which will be a lot of fun. So there are a couple things that I want to do to this case before I put it on the vehicle. One of those is to change this front output yoke, a flange yoke, to this one right here. I'm going to have a double carbon front output drive shaft, and this one won't work with that setup, so I got to put this one on. I ordered it with a flange because I thought that would be great, but it turns out I need this one instead. And then I'll install the speedometer gear right in here before I put it in the vehicle. Alright, got that on there. so here is the speedometer gear. I have a 34 tooth, and it's just going to go right in here. You can see that the plug is eccentric, meaning it's not a perfect circle, the part that goes in there. And so we just want to line it up so that the teeth are going to turn. If we spin the tail housing here. So it's got these numbers on here, but according to advanced adapters, those don't really mean anything in the application, in application for the Atlas transfer case, because this part is for something completely different, and the Atlas doesn't have any corresponding marks. So I guess there's no real way to know that it's in there absolutely correctly, but that's what Atlas says. That's what Advanced Adapters said. There's nothing to align it with. So I'm just going to align it with this fork. It's turning the speedometer cable gear. So hopefully that's good. So there's the cable end that goes in right here. And then on the end of that is this spins around in here, and then there's a spot for a 3-plug connector right there. I don't know if you can see that, but and then there's a secret way to wire this up to make it work with the speedometer. That's going to be a fun project for another day though, so that's something you can look forward to. Alright, so my next step is to figure out how to get these cables. These are the shift cables. They attach here for high and low, and this shifter over here for the planetary. We'll see how it goes. I do have some instructions, but there are quite a few little pieces in here. It's pretty extensive hardware kit, so we'll see how I do. All right, I got these shift cables hooked up. They seem to be adjusted right. Everything kind of went by the book. I put red thread lock on everything just so nothing comes loose, because once this is under the vehicle, this would be, wow, almost impossible to access and readjust. So I don't want to have to do that. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to get this shifter hooked up. I haven't found any instructions yet. So I'll keep looking for those and see if I can get to that, because again, once this is under the vehicle, that is not happening. Alright guys, I've been kind of sleuthing around on the internet trying to figure out how to get this cable hooked up to the Planetary Shifter right here. Because the instructions that I have that are sent to me specifically for my order, for exactly what I ordered, don't explain how to hook up this Planetary Shifter cable. Turns out that I need to use this piece. Now if you look at this piece carefully, you see these 2 holes here and these 3 holes here. It looks suspiciously similar to this setup right here. Well, it turns out this is supposed to go under this so that this little tab hangs out so that I have something to mount the cable to for this. So thanks to the internet and random photos of Atlas transfer cases out there so that I could figure that out. No thanks to the instructions from Advanced Adapters. So I got to tear all that off and start over on that and then get this under there. Well, so it turns out that if you're installing an Atlas into a Toyota, whether it be an FJ Cruiser, a Tacoma, or a 4Runner, there are some special things that you need to do. So when you get your parts from Advanced Adapters, they're going to send you the parts for, I don't know, about 3 different possible configurations, and no instructions, really. You have to go online and hunt for those or call them and get those from them. So if you're doing a setup for a Toyota, this is totally wrong. You're not going to be doing this at all. And also, this block right here, see this gusset and this material up here, all needs to be ground out similar to this side. But for some reason they did this side and not this side. Here they sent me an extra one of these. I don't know why I got an extra one of these, but anyways, this is all supposed to be ground out of here so that I can fit these weird blocks onto the actual shift rails and then connect this cable into that hole right there, and on this side like that. So I almost had this thing back together, but it turns out I'm doing it all wrong for a Toyota, and this needs to be machined. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about that. I'm not sure if I can do that with my 4.5-inch grinder. Probably not. So anyways, I'll take this apart and see what I can figure out. Alright, so what needs to happen here is that this side needs to be milled out so that this gusset is gone and this surface is nice and flat, just like this side. They did this at Advanced Adapters. They milled out this side, but they didn't do this side for some bizarre reason, because these have to sit on here just like this, and over here, this is what my shifter cables are going to go into. But this isn't a grinder job because this needs to be done perfectly flat like this side so that this can sit in here nice and square without any play like that. So this needs to be done so that the cables don't hit the top of the transmission, and on this side I'm not exactly sure why, but they say that it needs to happen. So off to the machine shop. Let's see if I can get this done today. Alright guys, well, we didn't make it too far in today's video, but it's been a huge learning experience. It's kind of surprising that after spending almost $5,000 on a transfer case that I have to take a piece of the kit to a machine shop to have it altered to make it fit my vehicle. That's a little surprising. This whole setup that I was doing would have worked fine if I was doing this on a Jeep or, well, probably almost any other vehicle that you would consider putting an Atlas under. But, you know, it just comes with the territory. That's part of doing a totally custom vehicle. This is not a bolt-on modification whatsoever. So hopefully we get this cable situation straightened out, and then I can get it under the vehicle and start dealing with any issues that come under there. I can only imagine. So anyways, thank you guys for coming along today for this video. We're at 5,000 subscribers, give or take a few. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching all my videos. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, do that so you can follow this build and catch new content every Monday and Thursday. And we'll see you next time.